How many nodes do I have now? I think all kids are born as physicists. Hopefully you're not going to fire the thing through the wall, right? And they love to do experiments.
That was better.
They love to drop things repeatedly. That we wrote is that physics is just a way of describing our physical reality.
Professor Bob Benjamin's classes often get physical.
We're always having all kinds of cool experiments in class.
We'll get basically we get a wave pattern on the upper axis.
It's good to see the things that we're solving with equations on paper be demonstrated in a physical way.
So we can visualize the concepts.
I like to get the ideas across.
His love of teaching started all the way back in high school.
They would ask me to substitute. And so I got really great reviews, and I think that sort of stoked my ego a little bit. You know, it was like, ooh, I'm a good teacher.
Decades later, the great reviews are still rolling in.
He knows his stuff, that's for sure.
Because we might actually be able to make something out of that.
I love this.
His physics classes may be fun, but
I have to warn my students, you know, this class is going to be hard.
He'll always make you work for your answers.
Sometimes the things that are the most meaningful are the things you work the hardest for.
18.5 instead of 10.15.
Knowledge is power, and knowledge in physics is rare, and so it's particularly powerful.
it's easy to see just how powerful by looking at this astrophysicist's research.
I'm sitting on my couch, you know, processing data, and something showed up, which is probably another solar system, you know? And it's like, oh, that's sort of fun.
Benjamin recently won a NASA grant to study intergalactic gas clouds. His work is changing how we see the Milky Way.
So I've been involved with the Spitzer Space Telescope, which allowed us the opportunity to map the sky in the infrared.
He's working on such a relevant bit of research that is actually very respected. Sometimes it feels like you have a celebrity in class.
I just had an idea of why it is. Okay, go ahead and let's fire it. I teach for the fun of it. If you were an electron, you could leave this room using all three doors at the same time. I teach for the personal satisfaction of it, the thrill of seeing a student understand something that they didn't understand before.
Yes!
I teach because I feel like I have an obligation. I was grading at a coffee house in town here a couple of years ago, and the owner of the coffee shop saw me grading, and he said, "Oh, just give them all A's and let the free market sort them out." I said to him, "Well, you know, some of these students might someday be designing our airplane," and he says, "Oh, grade them really tough." And that's sort of the responsibility I feel, and you know, if you understand these things, you should want to teach them. Oh man, I didn't even think about that.